Welcome back, everyone. Today we are going to be doing a character overview for Morty Smith. For this overview, I will expect you to already know and understand the rules for Funkoverse, as this will be a detailed evaluation of Morty as a character. This is the character card for Morty Smith from the Rick and Morty 100 pack. He's a red, yellow, yellow character with 2 defense. Morty's trait is Moral Compass, and it says Morty adds an extra yellow to your ability token pool at the start of the game, as shown in the ability dots to the right. This trait is very straightforward, and while it does not give Morty an extra ability like most other characters, having the extra ability token in your pool gives you way more advantages than you might think. In my opinion, having either a character who has good cheap ability cost or someone who can give you more ability tokens is key to having a successful team. Morty's first ability is I don't know about this. This ability is a 2-cost yellow ability that says move 2, Morty may do an interact or assist action. Other than Morty's trait, this is probably the best ability that he has. Being able to do a move and interact in one action is something that is very valuable in this game. Morty can grab point markers and control markers while also leaving himself actions to do other things. This ability is also very cheap, and because Morty comes with 2 yellow ability tokens by himself, he's very self-sustainable, and you could use this ability every round if you needed to. This ability is not just limited to gaining points, as since it says you can assist as well, Morty can keep his distance from rivals and allies, and once one of his allies get knocked down, he's able to swoop in and assist them without wasting all of his actions. I think I could probably just go on and on about this ability, and it is probably one of my favorites in the game. Morty's second ability is Get It Together. This ability is a 3-cost yellow ability that says take an ability token from your cooldown track and put it in your ability token pool. While I do not actively use this ability a lot, it still does have its unique uses. There are instances where you either need a specific token back or a character just used a 4-cost ability, and using this will make it cost 3 instead. But the one major downside is that it wastes one of Morty's very valuable actions. Personally, I would rather use Morty's abilities to gain a positional advantage and gather more point markers, and I think there are other characters in the game that are better at cost reduction than Morty is. We will explore some of those cost reduction strategies in the character pairing portion of the video. Morty's last ability is Violent Outburst. This ability is a 2-cost red challenge ability that says Challenge 4. Morty cannot do this ability if a yellow is in your ability token pool. It is very rare when I can actually use this ability, mainly due to having a lot of yellow ability tokens when playing with Morty. However, when I actually am able to use it, it is a great 4-dice challenge that can catch an opponent off guard. This ability single-handedly turns Morty from a strong utility character to a force to be reckoned with. Very few characters have an ability that makes them able to challenge 4 or higher, and at a 2-cost, this ability is a great bang for its buck. Now we will look at some great pairings with Morty Smith. Some of the best characters to pair with Morty are Captain America, Rubeus Hagrid, Jack Skellington, and T-Rex, and the Hoverboard and Honeycomb are also great attachments for Morty to use. These are just some of the many great pairings with Morty, and he is one of the few characters that can work with almost any ally on his team. First, we will take a look at Captain America. Captain America is a red, yellow, blue character with 2 defense. This duo is great just because these 2 characters alone can give you an ability token pool of 6 tokens. I always love when I can have more ability tokens than my opponent, and what makes this even better is that Morty really only likes to use I don't know about this, which leaves Cap with an extra red ability token to use. This works out great because Cap can use I can do this all day more consistently throughout the game. This 4-cost ability is one of the best in the game. In order to take advantage of its power level, you need a lot of yellow ability tokens. This is because you could use Shield Throw, which at best can be a range 3 challenge 5 when timed correctly. We will look at a team comp a little later with these two that sets up Cap for high power challenges along with ability cost reduction. Next, we have Rubeus Hagrid. Hagrid is a yellow-red character with 2 defense. Morty and Hagrid are two of the best supporting characters in the game, and if you pair these two together with a high-powered ally, you will basically be unstoppable. Morty giving the extra yellow ability tokens allows Hagrid to use Euro Wizard to allow your high-powered ally to do their best ability for only a 3 cost. I personally love these two with Captain America as well to use less reds, but they can also work with much more than him. Pair them with the Bride of Frankenstein, and she can use She Breathes 4 times in one round to obliterate your opponent in territory. Or maybe you could even use Albus Dumbledore with Incendio for a 2 cost yellow to get a couple challenges off without breaking the bank. The possibilities are endless, and as more sets come out, this duo just becomes better and better. Next, we will look at Jack Skellington. Jack Skellington is a yellow-blue character with 2 defense that comes with a Pumpkin King status card. Jack has one of the most unique traits in the game in making Christmas. Allowing other characters to have the same abilities as him is huge not only because of the extra abilities, but because it makes it to where Jack Skellington is not the only heavy hitter on his team. When pairing him with Morty, you are now able to take even more advantage of those extra yellow ability tokens, and being able to use this as Halloween more often. Even Hail to the Pumpkin King is great used because you often not will have an extra yellow ability token lying around. Wes Erikson also provided an extra strategy where you add Dolores Umbridge to this squad. This would allow you to be able to perform This Is Halloween from far away and makes Umbridge a dominant character even though she only has 1 defense. The last character we have is the T-Rex. T-Rex is a red-red character with 2 defense. T-Rex benefits from Morty because of the extra ability token that comes with him. But not only for this, having Morty on the same team as T-Rex makes sure that even if Chomp fails to knock out a character and reduce its cost to 0, you can still use Morty's Get It Together ability to reduce it and turn it into a yellow ability instead. Having plenty of reds with T-Rex also makes sure that you can almost always use predatory instincts to punish your rivals when they end movements adjacent to T-Rex. To make this team just a little bit better even, you could add on the Raptor Claw to T-Rex, or even add the Honeycomb to Morty for an extra yellow to improve your token economy. The first attachment we will look at is the Hoverboard. The Hoverboard is an item that says, when doing an action that includes a move, you may move 1 extra square. If you do, place the hoverboard on the 1 of your cooldown track. Hoverboard is great on most characters, but the reason I like using it on Morty is because it increases the potential of I don't know about this. You would be surprised how often you need to move 1 extra square to do your assist or interact action, and not only does it help with this ability, but you can also use it to set up early positioning, which can sometimes be key to getting that early lead to edge you over your opponent. The next and last attachment we have is the Honeycomb. The Honeycomb is an item that says, at the start of the game, add 1 yellow ability token to your ability token pool. While I do not think this attachment is a must-have when playing with Morty, I do think it is a very fun one, and allows you to have a little more freedom when playing with Morty. It might also be that I just like having a lot of ability tokens in my pool, but this can also help if you run into a character like Blanche or even the new character Lock, Shock, and Barrel. Having this extra token can be useful. Once again for this video, we will look at a specific lineup for Morty. Today, we will look at a team called Great Doc America. This team was named by Bo from the Good Move YouTube channel, and it is probably one of the best lineups in the game. The lineup consists of Morty, Captain America, and Doc Brown, and you can either choose to have Fog Juice, Honeycomb, or even a Zero as the attachment, but Fog Juice is preferred. With this lineup, you are trying to take advantage of the fact that Captain America is a very expensive character that can spend tons of tokens in 1 turn, and using Doc Brown's DeLorean trait to flip your cooldown track. On top of this, you can use Great Scott once or twice to make sure every token can move up to the 4 of the cooldown track before flipping at the end of his turn. The only potential counter to this team is when one of your characters gets knocked out. When that happens, it can mess up the entire flow of the team and lead you to lose your edge with ability tokens. Cap should be using I can do this all day every turn and shield throw to make sure that your rivals do not even have a chance to knock out one of your characters. Another thing you can do with this team is farm point markers with Morty while Doc Brown flips the cooldown track to bring them right back to where he is. This team does require a lot of forethought to perfect, but they are one of the best if you can get the cooldown track flipping understood. To end this video, we will do a quick overview of Morty's scenario stats. This data has been collected by the members of the Funkoverse community over the past couple of years. The chart here is compiled from about 120 games with Morty Smith. On the chart, the areas in blue are wins and the areas in red are losses for each scenario. As you can see here, Morty is an all-around great character, but he specifically shines in control and runners. You may also see that he has a high win percentage in territory as well, and this is mainly due to the Great Doc America team being very dominant in knocking out rivals. Morty falls a bit behind on flags though, because while interacting with point markers is a good way to get ahead in most scenarios, he's unable to get to the opponent's flag easily, and this can be a setback for his team. The same thing goes for basketball, where there is only 2 point markers on the entire map, and scoring a basket is just much more valuable. Even with these small setbacks, though, Morty is still a competitive character in every scenario he plays. With all of that said, my final evaluation of Morty Smith is that he is a solid S tier character that works great in almost every team he plays with. He is a very fun character to play with, and if you do not currently own him, you should pick up the Rick and Morty set as soon as possible. I'd like to thank you guys for watching the video. Comment which character you would like to see next, and let me know what you think of Morty as a character. If you would like to see some gameplay of Funkoverse, be sure to check me out on Twitch from the link in the description. And if you are interested in joining the Funkoverse Discord, that link will also be in the description. I'll see you guys next time.